It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, y'all. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. So is Shaquille O'Neal. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight it'll be Seattle going up against Charlotte.
It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Seattle, they've got Tobias Harris, Miles Turner out there with Jordan, and it's LeBron James, and it's Beasley in at the small forward.
LeBron James throwing it down is a thing of beauty, an incredible athlete who makes dunking look as easy as it can look.
And Walker kicks to Mirotic. Well, Clark, a few teams at this point in the season have battled through back-to-back games. Just how hard is that on the body to play in consecutive nights in this league?
As I recall, Kevin, it wasn't terribly difficult. As a matter of fact, I kind of enjoyed it. You could either get the bad taste of a loss out of your mouth quickly by playing another game. You didn't have to really practice. There's some energy concerns, obviously, but when you're well rested and excited about playing, you find the energy. But I do believe there's studies that show there's a greater probability for injury the more back-to-back games that you have. That's one of the reasons the league has sought to minimize the number of back-to-back games across the schedule.
Beasley kicks to Harris. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now, here's Walker. Boy, he just disappeared against Indiana, and they really needed him. Pass to Mirotic. 6 to shoot. Knocks it loose, and stolen by LeBron. To the inside, Harris. Another shot, and that one comes up a bit short.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happened.
No good on that one. The feed now to LeBron. Over Walker. Offensive rebound. Shots good by Turner.
Boy, how about the determination of Turner? I mean, he's a wrecking ball on the glass on both ends of the floor. Just doesn't give up on plays.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. And Miles Turner, obviously one of the strongest shot blockers, Clark, in the NBA, in large part to his length.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the timing, too, Kevin, is a big asset in blocking shots. I think he's already a strong defender, and he's only going to get better as he gets more experience and strength.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Now Walker, he's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. 5 to shoot. Here's Mirotic. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, Seattle's head coach and I did get the chance to chat. He said the focus defensively is going to be making things difficult inside. He wants to get them off the three-point line and make them take as many mid-range shots as possible. Kevin?
Thank you, David. To end the drought. No good off the back of the rim. And here's James. He'll bring it up for Seattle. Beasley outside. And there's the pass to Jordan. Beasley trying to break free. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist by Beasley.
Jordan very efficient in the paint because of his length. Close to the bucket, he's hard to deal with.
Walker against LeBron, and Walker kicks to Mirotic. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte. Seattle leading by 8. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. James in the post. Working on Walker. And that one's good by LeBron.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Charlotte shooting their first free throws of this game, and the first one drops. Both free throws good from Booker.
Well, I tell you what, like how cool and collected he was getting the job done at the line in this one.
And here is Harris. He had 13 points in the win against Philadelphia. Counted good. Jordan's got his second bucket.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb and the execution even better.
And so it's Seattle with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We've got more NBA basketball.
I always feel like I got it. Always.
And you know, Greg, that's the type of confidence you got to have.
The words of a leader. James has proven time and time again that he's dangerous in late game situations.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Seattle.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
On the court for Seattle, they've got Beasley. Tobias Harris is out there with LeBron James. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Turner in at the 4 slot. And Walker kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Walker. Over LeBron. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
And, you know, some might say the mid-range J is a dying shot because of analytics, but Walker doing his best to keep the mid-range shot alive.
Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, vice president, player relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a broadcaster. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting both radio and television, then 4 years in the VP of player relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people, but no, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner.
Charlotte calls timeout. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, their last outing was a rough one. Have to be careful of falling in love with that 3.
And you know what, Greg? You can't afford to be a one-function offense. You know what I mean? You've got to be versatile. Got to spread it out and mix it up inside, too.
Shoots it up. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
Can't get more open than that. No idea how he mistimed that mid-range shot. Maybe he was too open.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Richardson finds Booker. 1:56 left in the first half. Connects from three-point range. Booker's got 7 points.
No excuse for that kind of defense. I'm positive they're upset about that.
And last season, a bit of a breakout one for Mirotic. Saw a huge jump in his production and shot a career best from the floor. Across the board, he was a completely changed player despite what was a turbulent season.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
And that one is good by Beasley.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And Booker kicks to Walker with the shot. That one doesn't go. Seattle goes the other way with it. And with Mirotic, Greg, as you alluded, his year last year had a lot of ups and downs.
You know, he missed a good stretch of the season with that broken jaw. from the fight he had with a teammate, and then the trade demands to get out of Chicago shortly after coming back. And despite all this, his defense and rebounding were dramatically improved and really a key contributor on offense.
Booker the pass to Walker. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Walker's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, the heart of Walker, that competitive spirit, he's never afraid to go inside, and he's got a lot of different ways he can score in there.
There's 31 seconds left here in the second. That's good for his 3rd bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Here's Mirotic. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong.
And so that's the end of the first half. Seattle ahead. They lead by...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Checking out Seattle. Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
And simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots. Did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even...
And that wraps up the...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You gotta like what Devin Booker is doing in this one.
And when everyone's keying on you, you have a choice. Become passive or just work that much harder. He consistently chooses the latter.
And, you know, Greg, that's the kind of effort you see from great players. I mean, the will, just unrelenting will, not backing down.
Bogdanovich out there with Mirotic. Then there's Richardson. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Walker in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And, you know, Walker is really good at muscling his way through the defense. Tough to stop on the way up.
Inside, Jordan. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game. And they need to avoid that.
And Seattle shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Plenty of daylight on that shot. And it's 8 points for LeBron.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Jordan against Mirotic. Bogdanovich finds Walker. Just 4 to shoot. It's Richardson on the wing. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
And, you know, last year was a bit of a mixed bag for Miles Turner. I mean, he was expected to take another big leap forward into stardom, but didn't quite get to that point. But sometimes growth is not a straight line. It's up and down, sideways a bit. This young man's got the character and talent to be an all-star in the near future.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. I mean, can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. I mean, that's a no-no.
Charlotte calls timeout in the NBA, Clark. Great offense sometimes overcomes great defense. The fadeaway jumper, an example of one of the more unstoppable shots players make.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you think of guys like Dirk Nowitzki, LeBron James. Dirk's was so unorthodox, and at his size, just impossible to get to his shot when he stepped away from you. And LeBron has mastered it with his athleticism and strength. I mean, he'll fade away and fade 8-10 feet away from you and still get that shot off. So those two guys, I mean, if you're talking about major fadeaways currently in the last decade, I don't think you can find anybody that can top them.
Good on the three-point shot. Beasley's got the lead up to 14 now for Seattle.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Mirotic's shot is off.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. they've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
No good from Beasley.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
In the corner, it's Richardson. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Richardson's got his first 2 points of the night. And so James will bring it up for Seattle. Beasley dishes to Harris. To the paint. And James gets it to go on the assist from Tobias Harris. Harris has got 6 assists now in the game. On the wing, Booker. Outside, Mirotic. Back to Booker. Charlotte moving the ball around. Richardson kicks to Mirotic. And a miss there on the triple. Seattle leading by 14. It's Beasley on the wing. Richardson covering. And that one, good. 7 points for Beasley.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Here's Booker. True on the 14-footer. Booker's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Seattle leads by 14. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway.
18.
And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for Seattle, Harris is out there with LeBron James. Then it's Jordan. And there's Miles Turner. And it's Beasley in at the 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Down low. Offensive rebound, and it's sent back by Turner.
Man, the defense of Turner is astounding. I mean, he positioned himself well to come up with a lot of blocks.
Beasley, the pass to Harris. To the inside, and stolen by Mirotic. Here's Walker. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, that speed and aggressiveness. Walker is a force in transition. Very hard to keep up with it.
Seattle leading by 13. Here's Harris. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Charlotte calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. James Borrego had some words for his team over the break. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Pass to LeBron. Beasley outside. And again, Seattle with the triple.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game, and he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
Walker finds Bogdanovich. Now here's Richardson. 6 on the shot clock. Fires for 3. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And stolen by Jordan. 1:30 left to play here in the fourth. Inside, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Seattle.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season. A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Tobias Harris.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
James looking it over. He kicks to Turner. And the shot goes down. And Seattle leads by 20.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
Now, here's Richardson. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, Booker. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Here's James. So no problem for Seattle as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony.
Touchdown, boom, shakalaka. Ooh, eyes on me, I see you watching. Ooh.